You're listening to Up the Turnpike with hosts Mitch Anderson and Matt O'Leary.
Hello and welcome to the Up the Turnpike post-game show. What is going on? Matt O'Leary alongside Mitch Anderson. Mitch, how's it going, my friend?
It's going all right. Still red in the eye. I can tell. I didn't catch a red eye flight, but I did stay up to watch the entire game. So time for a cup of inspiration this morning. How about you?
Yeah, a little delayed post-game. This has kind of been the trend. Unfortunately, another trend ended, though. The Islanders' win streak comes to a close in Colorado. Not crazy surprising. I do think, and we were kind of talking about this before we actually hit the record button, I do think the final score slightly misleading. The Islanders were in this game more than a 4-1 game would indicate.
100%. This was not a 4-1 game. Not even close. So they could have at least pushed for overtime in this game, which doesn't sound plausible in a 4-1 game, but it very much was the case.
No, absolutely. And the Islanders actually got this thing going pretty early, just 2:05 into this game. Mitch, Emil Heineman just can't stop scoring goals, and I absolutely love to see it.
And they don't ask you how, they ask you how many. Colorado was pissed at this one. They thought it was a kicked in goal, and it very much was not. It was a deflected goal, as it says on the official scoreline.
Yeah,
here.
there you go.
See there
right
on
here.
NHL.com.
I'll highlight it for everyone to see at home.
Kind of sticks out the skate on a Tony D'Angelo.
I don't want to do that.
And it redirects
feels
in.
like he's going to be a real good.
I'm going to get us demonetized. I'm sorry.
Oh, you way to go at NHL.com. But they reviewed it, right? They took a look at it. It didn't take long before they're like, this is very much a good goal.
Yeah, second game in a row that the Islanders have had kind of a controversial goal go in, right?
Yeah, off the skate. Yep. Hey man, if they want to play soccer, I'm totally down with it.
So that's 9 goals on the season for Emil Heineman. For a reminder for you at home, he had 10 goals all of last year. So he has been really good. Tony D'Angelo and Kyle Palmieri pick up assists on that one.
On Heineman, we all remember like last year, the first part of his year, he was fantastic right up until the accident, right? He's even better than that now. In his first 18 games last year, he had 5 points. He's got almost double that in goals.
Yeah, that's a great call out from you, and something that I wasn't even considering, because you're right. Like he was a completely different player in the wrong way after the accident, which I mean is understandable when that happens. Obviously, he suffered some injuries during that, but he's even better at the start of this year. Also wanted to call out it was his birthday yesterday too, so he scored on his birthday. Only 24, Mitch.
Damn, only 24, and has more points than Noah Dobson.
Oh, here we go. Riling up the folks at 9 o'clock in the morning. Love it.
No, people will point out, rightfully so, that he's getting a lot more ice time here than he was in Montreal, even at the beginning of that year. Absolutely. But the reason we bring this up, or I specifically, is that Mathieu Dash identified talent and identified that there was something there with Emil Heineman and wanted him, as he said specifically, in that Noah Dobson trade. And it's paying off big time. So great eye from our GM. Only things you can love there.
Yeah, that's a great point. Good call out there from you. That was the only goal of the first period. Shots were even, 7 apiece. Just any other thoughts on the period here?
Islanders played a good road period. I thought that they were going to struggle in the higher altitude, which isn't a huge difference, but it's still a difference, especially when you've been on the road as long as they have. But they played well. They came out well against the Colorado Avalanche, because Colorado had some speed and they were coming at them, but Sorokin played well. The defense was decent. Didn't have a bunch of dumb, Romanov mistakes to start the game. So nothing to hate here, man.
Into the second period we go. Things start to change early in the second period. Mitch, Ross Colton ends up scoring to tie up this game at 1 apiece.
Yeah, they just kind of tilt the ice here. I think Sorokin's going to want this one back. It looked pretty soft. Like, great pass, great skate. He took the lane there, but that was kind of weak on Sorokin.
Yeah, I mean, he was pretty far out at that point. You bring up a valid point there. I was kind of wondering what Pulock was doing here. He kind of feels like he gets caught in no man's land, and we get Colton blows right by him, and Pelech doesn't really get back in time.
Yeah, initially I thought the Pelech got a stick on it, which is why Sorokin couldn't stop it, but it's very much a clean shot. A good call out by you with Ryan Pulak, just not really in the right position, it seems, or not didn't notice Ross Colton cutting through the two of them. So good identification from the Colorado Avalanche one. That's kind of one you want your goalie to get. Honest to God, like you're going to make mistakes. It's going to happen. It just kind of stinks that we make a defensive mistake and the goalie makes a mistake at the same time.
Yeah, so double whammy there. Unfortunately, right after that, just a minute and 20 seconds later, Victor Olofsson would score his 6th of the year.
Yeah. Just chaos. They're throwing pucks towards the net, right? And they're just creating a bunch of chaos in front of the net here. And they eventually just get it to go. A good deflection there, but like, come on.
Yeah, I think the visualization does a good job of showing kind of just how chaotic it was. Looks like the Islanders are just kind of running around and, they're throwing passes. Pajot tries to get it out. He can't. Throws it on net. It gets deflected and goes in the back of the net.
Yeah. Romanov and Mayfield up until that point of the game were kind of struggling as well, just defensively, figuring out where they needed to be. Romanov had a few hits though up until by this point, which was nice. He was getting more physical, which brings out the best in him, but it was not doing it up until that point of the game.
No.
Apparently. He got better as it went on. So obviously that physicality kind of brought the dog out of him. But up until that point, the two of those did not look great.
Yeah, definitely not. The Islanders would go to a late power play. 1906 Cale Makar, 2 minutes for hooking on Matthew Schaefer. And they were unable to score in the final 54 seconds of the period. And then that would eventually carry over into the third as well.
Yeah, the power play did look good, though. Honestly, we didn't score on the power play. Spoiler in the entire game. I don't know why that's a spoiler. We scored the one goal already. But they moved the puck out well. They got opportunities. And so it was a great opportunity to play your first power play unit, give them some rest with a fresh sheet of ice for another half, and then put them out yet again. Just didn't pay off because Scott Wedgwood was amazing today.
That was the point of me bringing that up. Is I was going to say is Scott Wedgwood was really good, and he, has kind of been that dude for them in Colorado this year, right? I don't think he was expected to be their starter, but he's earned that with how he's played recently.
Yeah, Mackenzie Blackwood went out with an injury at the beginning of the year. He's back now, but he's kind of struggling to catch up to the moving train. But Scott Wedgwood, in all of his 34 years of age, is really holding down the fort for these Colorado Avalanche, which is great because I have him in fantasy, so that's amazing. Shout out to me. But he's doing the thing, and he's just getting. Sometimes it's not really pretty. There's one opportunity in the third period where I'm pretty sure it's in the third. Either way, Kyle Palmieri has a look kind of down low along the goal line almost. I'm pretty sure it's on the power play, and Wedgwood's kind of getting across, and the top of the net is completely open, and he just like throws his shoulder, almost like Hasek style, just throws his shoulder out, and he catches it. Just acrobatic stuff, just desperation move, and it works. It's just phenomenal to see.
Yeah, it did. And there were Barzal had a opportunity, I think, in the second period to net one. Bo Horvat was frustrated with himself. He had a good look in the bumper spot and kind of shot it right into Wedgwood's chest. It just wasn't one of those nights for the offense. They just couldn't get anything really through Wedgwood. And you got to give Wedgwood credit for that too.
Absolutely, 100%. Like he was great. Sorokin, not to be outdone. There was that one stop that he made. I forget in what period it was.
It was the beginning of the third.
It was beginning of the third, right? Where it's kind of down low, bounces around down low, and it's coming across to, I think it's Nietzsche's or something. And he ends up just sprawling and getting a glove on it and swiping it away from him off his stick. Just phenomenal. Like I almost pulled my shoulder trying to recreate what he did live on TV. Insane.
Yeah, just laying on the ice too. It was a complete, you said desperation before. That's another great example of a desperation save for Ilya Sorokin this time.
Hasek back at home in Czechia is slow clapping for sure.
Yes, loving it. Just each goalie out there doing the thing. We'd eventually get to the point where the Islanders would pull the goalie, trying to get this thing tied up, and Marty Nietzsche finds the back of the net.
They were pretty good with the extra man for a little bit, and then they made an extra pass here, I believe.
Yeah, Barzal just chucked it and right to Marty Nietzsche.
Which, like, a guy who's on 100-point pace is going to score from there. It's just, we tried. We really, really tried, and we pushed the pace. Like, you can see the Corsi at 5-on-5 over on Natural Stat Trick. Through the middle of the third period, it just skyrockets in favor of the Colorado Avalanche and then drops as we're pushing. We even get a power play, and we keep trying to do things. We even go up on a 6-on-4 on that power play in the third period, and we just can't get it to go. Again, Scott Wedgwood doing amazing stuff there for the Colorado Avalanche. We just couldn't get one to go.
No, definitely couldn't. And then kind of just wish the game ended 3-1 because I was saying before, like just this completely plummets Ilya Sorokin's save percentage, this goal going through. But former friend of the show, Brock Nelson, he gets a deflection with 16 seconds left in the game.
Just garbage time goal, but good on Brock. Just good deflection. Really, like our tip in, they call it here, but whatever. He's just cutting across the ice. They throw one on net and it goes in. Like, yeah. It is annoying, but not that annoying because we called it in the Discord. Yes, sign up to our Patreon and you get access to our Discord channel. And we called it at the beginning of the game. Brock Nelson will score. And he left it late, but he did it.
He did. He made you sweat it out to the final 20 seconds of this game, but he was able to get one to go. So a 4-1 game, not like you said, not your standard 4-1 game where it's like they were just completely outplayed for the entirety of the game. They were in it until the last minute of this game. So against the team that's the best team in the NHL right now, they have one regulation loss.
Exactly. They've lost once, the best team in the league. We didn't play a 4-1 loss game. We played a very good game. I'm proud of what they did. If this is how we lose games, then I'm totally fine with it. And we will. We're going to lose 20, 30, maybe even 40 games. Who knows? But if this is how we do it, then yeah, absolutely. Sign me up.
Right, which is going to happen. You know, it's it's a road trip too. It's not like this was the home game. They rattled off 4 straight wins. The streak was eventually going to come to an end. It comes to an end against Colorado, who's a quality team. And, they played them tough for 59 minutes of this game. So when our expectations are kind of where they are, I think you're okay with how this one ended up.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. If they keep playing like this, they're going to win a lot of games.
100%. So let's take a look, Mitch, at some of the game stats here. Shots were pretty even. Islanders 29 to Colorado's 28. Islanders better in the faceoff dot. Again, 57.4% to Colorado's 42.6. We're going to do it. We do it every single game. Let's take a look at JG Pajot. Off night for him, only 53.3%.
It was low, but look at Matthew Barzal's faceoff percentage. They are, I believe, quite high for him.
69.2.
Right? And he was taking quite a few faceoffs there. It's not like he took 3 faceoffs and won 3 of them.
Good for him.
That math doesn't work out with the numbers, but he's winning a lot of faceoffs on the forehand is what he was doing. Instead of, trying to scoop it back on the backhand as normal, he went on the forehand and he was winning quite frequently. So maybe he's onto something.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
Hopefully. If he's going to play center, you need him to win more faceoffs.
Yep.
Power play, no team scored on the power play. Islanders 0 for 4. Avalanche was 0 for 3. Penalty minutes 13-11. There was also the Anders Lee scrap that we didn't talk about.
Yeah, that was some bullshit right there. Like they got him on a fighting major, both of them, and then they gave Anders Lee a roughing penalty because they didn't want to give him the game misconduct. It's just like, well, it's not roughing. They barely fought. There wasn't anything there. And if you're going to toss him a roughing, then you got to toss the other guy a roughing because it wasn't like Anders Lee chased him with the gloves off. They both said, like, we're going to go, let's go. And they both dropped the gloves. So like simultaneous fighting. What are we doing here?
Yeah, that was bizarre. I didn't understand that one either.
Yeah, thankfully, like you said, they don't score on the power play, so it's not a big deal, but still really shitty. Like it was some weird refereeing going on in that game.
Hits were 19-11, Colorado with more. Islanders 14 block shots to Colorado's 11. Avalanche had 2 more giveaways, 14-12, and takeaways. Colorado has more, 7-3.
So better in terms of your unforced turnovers, not so good in terms of your forced turnovers, but pretty clean. Like pretty clean stuff against a quality opponent, as you keep saying. So like absolutely, this is an okay win in my book.
Who leads the way in forwards for ice time?
I'm going to say Bo Horvat.
Barzal. Yeah.
God damn.
So it's going to be most nights. It's one of those two. It's really a coin flip. 23-50 for Barzal. Horvat played a lot though too. 22-25.
Yeah. I just thought that he's going to be out there because he's killing penalties as well. It's only 3 power plays. So yeah, whatever.
Least.
Oh,
it's a low number.
Yeah. Cal Ritchie served a penalty. He served Anders Lee's roughing minor. So I'm going to go with Callum Ritchie, but it's probably going to be Cizikas.
It is Cizikas, 5 minutes and 37 seconds. Yeah. Cal Ritchie wasn't that much higher though, 6:54.
Yeah, they shorten the bench, right, as they're pushing for the equalizer late, so they don't get a lot of ice time. I'm sure Duke is kind of the same thing. I don't remember seeing a ton of ice near the end. Shabanov looked okay in his first game back, so give him time there.
I was gonna
But
say
that-
10:33 for Shabanov.
Yeah, he looked okay.
Yeah.
But they're just trying to get him up to speed here. That fourth line, I think there's something there if you give him a little bit more time, but you can't have Casey Zegas up there. He's dragging that line down, honest to God.
Unfortunately, their other option you thought would have been Maxim Siplikov, and he hasn't been much better.
No, exactly, right? So it's the better of the two evils kind of thing.
So that tough, but the 537, that number's a little jarring, even though obviously Zizekas hasn't played well.
Exactly. Most ice time for defensemen, I'm going to say, is Matthew Schaefer.
Yes, but it's not like an astronomical number, 2140.
Okay, that's good. A lot of it is going to be power play time because he got most of that 2 minutes, as you were saying, at the end of the third period. And I think they got another power play late, and he got most of that as well. They called a timeout so they can put him back out for the final minute type of thing.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah. Least, I'm going to say it is, D'Angelo.
Ryan Pulock.
Really?
1622 for Ryan Pulock.
Okay. Like, I'm not saying that he deserves to be out there, right? Like, oh, he should have at least 24 minutes. My reasoning here for Tony D'Angelo was that because Schaefer went out and basically gobbled up 2 full power plays, that's going to impact Tony D'Angelo significantly more than anyone else, but apparently not.
17-14. So it's not like he played a ton, but I feel like he had a pretty good split. It was Schaefer leading the way, 2140. Romanov, 20 minutes and 2 seconds. Mayfield, 18-28. Pelech, 18-18. D'Angelo, 17-14. And then Pulock, 16-22.
Yeah, I wonder why Pulock was so low. Again, not saying that he deserves more ice time. I'm just wondering what they're seeing. Probably that he hasn't been fantastic throughout this year. They did put Schaefer and D'Angelo together for a few shifts, so maybe that's it.
You know what's strange? Ryan Pulock has the most shifts for any defenseman at 29, but has the least amount of ice time.
Huh. Yeah, that is interesting.
Right? I was just noticing that as I was looking at the time on ice here.
I wonder how that works out in, like, maybe some of you who've played at higher levels than like pickup league that we maybe have played, how that works out exactly. Because that seems odd to me. You're right. Good pickup by you.
Just taking short shifts, not getting stuck out there for long amount of times. That's the only explanation that's in my head right now.
Just really responsible with that ice time. Doesn't like Colorado and just trying to, I'm only here for 2 seconds. I can barely breathe. Get me out of here.
Ilya Sorokin stopped 24-27, 889 save percentage. Mitch, I was frustrated because if he got out of there at 25-27, that would have put him at a 926 save percentage. So that absolutely crushes it.
Yeah. But still does well in terms of expected goals against. Colorado had 3.1, not well, but like well enough. Ends up in the positive barely. 3.11 expected goals in all situations for Colorado. Obviously, he doesn't let in 4. He lets in only 3. So a +1-1 goals saved above expected for Ilya Sorokin.
So he played about as expected.
Yeah. He stopped what he should have stopped, at least in terms of the numbers. But I would say otherwise.
Yeah, you had him on that first one. But Islanders fall 4-1. Not overly upset with this one. I feel like you kind of have that same vibe.
Yeah, because we went into this road trip thinking if they come out of this 2-5, let's just say, not to count like ties or not overtime losses, then we'd be okay, right? Or like 2-4-1, I think is what we said. As long as they come out of there 500, and does that math even work? The math doesn't work. Doesn't matter. Whatever. As long as they come out of the road trip 500, we're happy. They're obviously coming out of this road trip above 500. They have 8 points and still have 2 more games to play. So let's friggin' go, man.
Yeah, Islanders back in action tomorrow night against the Dallas Stars on the road. So we'll have you covered for that one. But for now, that'll do it for us. I'm Matt O'Leary. He is Mitch Anderson. And we'll catch you next time.